All right, now we're gonna talk about wrapping a dresser up, the do's and don'ts. Basically, when you come across a dresser, you're gonna evaluate the dresser and the stairs that you may have to go down. If it's on the ground floor, most likely you're not gonna need to take any drawers out. If it's extremely heavy and it's upstairs, you gotta go down a 90-degree turn on the steps where you go down landing and then go down another set where you have to stand the dresser up. You're really going to want to consider taking the drawers out if the dresser is very heavy. So literally take the drawers out, you can wrap them individually. If there's things in the drawers, you can still take them out, wrap them individually. If you come across a dresser that's full of clothing, you can leave the clothing in there, wrap the clothing in there. If you come across a dresser that has miscellaneous items, junk drawer type items, odds and ends, glass items, breakable things like in the top drawers, you're going to want to let the customer know. We're going to want to get that out and packed up, because if we end up putting the dresser up on its edge or flipping it over to pack it, those items are going to shift. They're going to actually fall out of the dresser a lot of times, and they're going to make it so you can't even get the drawer open. So, quick rule of thumb: if you come across a dresser, it's your choice whether you want to move it with the drawers in or out. A lot of times we elect to do it with the clothing in it if it's not too heavy, because then you don't have to pack the clothing, which will be in boxes taking up room in the truck. You also don't have to move the drawers individually. So that's kind of our philosophy here at Forward Moving when it comes to that. What we always tell the customer is, yes, you can leave your clothing in the dressers, but do not treat it as a packing device, meaning don't take everything from your closets and try to stuff it in the dresser. We always tell them any breakable, small, knick-knack, junk drawer items must come out and be packed into a box. And I know I'm just reiterating what I just said, but that's how we do it. He's going to demonstrate how to wrap the dresser the proper way and what a lot of the mistakes are. And then we'll go into dollying it, picking it up, carrying techniques, things like that. All right?
Cool. One other thing, real quick, before I get started, is while you're doing the walkthrough, ask the customer if they're sure that there are no breakable items inside. If there's anything glass in there, you absolutely want to take that out. So even if they say no at the last minute before I wrap, I'll go through each drawer, just make sure that there's nothing in here that's glass that would be easily broken. So, we'll start wrapping this baby up. Got our pad on there. And when these lines are running straight up and down, like they are right here, the pad is going to be longer this way. It's going to be wide. If I have the pad this way, you can see the lines are running side to side. The pad is going to be taller than it is wide. So on a dresser like this, we're going to want the pad going long with this, right? So, almost there, but I have an issue. This one pad is not enough to cover this dresser all the way around the side. So, instead of just saying screw it, it's enough, what I'm going to do is pull this pad all the way down, make sure it covers all the way around that side. Don't hesitate to use an extra pad. You can't use too many pads. I guess you could if you tried, but 2 pads. Make sure it covers all the way down to the floor. You want to have enough slack at the bottom that you can put your foot on top of the pad there. Same thing all the way around, because once you start wrapping it, the pad gets pulled up. You're not going to be able to get the bottom covered properly. So, we're picking up a new roll of wrap. Go for the one that's running low. You want to get rid of these, otherwise you're going to have 10 of these rolls in the truck that are almost empty and no one wants to use them. So start with this one. Fold that pad up around the side. Nice and tight. Make sure it's covering down to the floor. Same thing on all sides. As you get around, wrap the top. go more in depth with this when we're doing hands-on training. Just to give you a little demo. When you get to these corners, you're gonna have a little slack, pull nice and tight. Get to the corner there, all the way down to the bottom. Now, this is why you want to make sure that the customer doesn't have any breakable items inside, because you're going to flip it upside down. The reason we're flipping it upside down is so that we can protect the feet, where a lot of damages happen on dressers is when picking it up, flipping it over, sliding it through the truck. Let's go around the bottom here 2 or 3 times. That's nice and snug. Cut the wrap there. Boom. Feet are all protected. Now I can do whatever I need to do with the dress. Drag it that way. Flip it this way and drag it. I don't have to worry about the feet getting scratched up. Is that?
We're scratching the floor.
Yeah, floors as well.
Here you go.
That's,
So then you can actually label it by writing right on the plastic.
Go master dresser.
So when everything's wrapped up like this, everything looks the same. So it's important to label the room that it came from and what it is. So
And if there's any glass on the piece, sometimes what I'll do is draw like a little square, like glass. That way anyone who is moving it later on, if it's not me, they'll see, oh, it's got glass doors on the front. You gotta be careful with those.
yeah, if there's glass doors, a lot of times we'll cardboard it or
Yeah.
we'll actually have the pads inside out. So yeah, this is just for regular wood items. All right.